Tonight, ladies and gentlemen, Mod World takes a look at...
What? Could I talk to you privately?
Privately?
Shh, I don't want anyone to hear us.
What's the matter with you, yin-yang? Why, if we're lucky, there's something like 50 million people tonight out there listening to everything we say.
There are?
Well, of course there
Busybodies. Oh. Body busies?
Hey, incidentally, that's what our Mod World's about, isn't it?
Busybodies?
Isn't it a coinky-dink you brought it up?
Coinky-dink
No, the whole Mod World is about privacy. Shh. In our highly populated society, it's almost impossible to find yourself alone.
My sister Bertha found herself alone. You see, she went right down to the bank.
No, I mean alone. I mean by yourself.
Well, that's exactly what was the problem. You know, she couldn't buy herself anything, so she got alone. See, she needed $500,000 to plant a couple of acres of winter wheat.
500,000? You don't need that much money to plant a couple of acres of winter wheat.
You do if you want to plant them in Midtown Manhattan. Right near Danny's hideaway.
Okay. Got a little plug-in for Danny there.
Never know.
Never know. Give her a plate of pasta next time you're in town. Well, moving right along.
I see my sister Bertha's South 40.
I don't want to see her South 40. As I start...
Biggest silo in town.
Well, as long as I'm standing here alone, we might as well get on to Laugh-In's look at privacy.
There's just no privacy anywhere. I know the police are spying on me. How else would they know I'm a peeping Tom?
Listen, my friend's cousin was walking by George and Alice and happened to look through their big glass window and saw them arguing.
Well, that figures. My boss's secretary was in the apartment next to theirs and overheard George and Alice arguing through the walls.
I know. My mother's neighbor overheard Alice on the party line telling her mother all about the argument.
Well, then, that proves that the newspaper gossip column was correct.
Yes, but you have to give Alice and George a lot of credit. They are sure keeping the whole thing a secret.
Sometimes invasion of privacy goes too far. I mean, I don't mind the CIA tapping my phone, but I think it's gone pretty far when you make me take messages for the agent when he's out.
Don't talk to me about privacy. You know, my new neighbor is such a snoop. She's terrible. Today I caught her peeking at me through the fence.
Are you sure?
Well, certainly I'm sure. I spent the whole morning watching her from my back bedroom window.
My boyfriend and I keep looking for a place where we can be alone, but everywhere we go, we're always together. The way buildings are constructed today, there's hardly any privacy at all.
You know, honey, I've been thinking, let's face it, our marriage is on the rocks.
Boy, am I glad you said it first. I've been thinking the same thing. In the last few years, I've come to hate you.
You've come to hate me? How do you think I feel every night looking at you in that sloppy kimono?
Well, at least you can look at me. That's more than I can do with you, you moron.
Moron? You idiot.
Bonehead.
Halfwit.
Oh, creep.
That does it.
I have privacy. I rented an apartment with a private sauna, and it was lovely until private sauna was sent overseas.
When two superstars get married, even they want some privacy on their honeymoon.
Oh, Elizabeth, my darling, at last we are wed and you are mine.
Yes, and we're finally alone.
Yes, alone in our secret love nest. Come, I'll show you the view.
Hold it! Listen, can I have one with you two together? That'd be just terrific.
Good heavens, Elizabeth, quick, let's leave.
Come on, just stand it. Snuggle up to him, sweetheart. Go put that on. True Secrets magazine. How long do you think it'll last this time?
Richard, let's leave.
I'll get the coats.
Hi, our choice neighbor, Bubble Star Magazine. Get that shot, Charlie.
That's terrible.
You're right. How about something a little more intimate?
Hey.
Stay in bed.
For heaven's sake.
Is it true you two sleep in the nude?
How does Liz compare to your other wives?
Darling, let's go. Quick, we'll lock ourselves in the bathroom.
Just together, one more shot. That's it. I don't know, those stars are so bad.
Hi there, Ron and Garrett come to you directly from the honeymoon suite. Now let's see what the stars really do when they're alone.
about your privacy. Fading fast from society. Some poor schnook's got a naughty grin. Gets his kicks merely looking in your keyhole, through your window, up your chimney.
Gossip, rumor, libel, slander.
Someone's waiting to tap your phone.
Bug your back when you're all alone.
No one's safe from his scrutiny. On this occasion, we've shown the nation invasion of privacy. I want to be alone.
There is no truth to the rumor that Ed McMahon went on the wagon and broke it.
And there's no truth to the rumor that Steve McQueen's motorcycle has training wheels. It's an absolute lie.
Here's a late-breaking news item. Due to the continuing criticism of news coverage, television executives today threatened cancellation of all news broadcasts on the major networks and ABC. When asked to comment, an industry spokesman said, at least then the White House wouldn't have network news to kick around anymore.
In a few moments, Herman Melville will be here to tell us how to peel a whale.
Right, Terry, you're going out on the street. Now, here's your hat. Well, you've nearly got it.
Well, folks, you're only 683 commercials away from my special.
Well, as they used to say on the old Tex Ritter show, it's time to say goodnight.
Old Tex Ritter, huh?
You remember him?
Yeah, before we do, I have a word of advice for the parents of America.
Well, we have a joke wall to do.
I'm sorry, this is important.
Well, hurry up. Go ahead.
All righty. Parents of America, the next time you sit down and have a long, hard talk to your children, try having a good listen while you're at it. And kids, the same for you.
Hey, that's very sound advice. I hadn't any idea that the parent-child relationship was of any interest to you.
Well, you see that there's this lady parent who lives in Palm Springs.
I see. Say goodnight, Dick.
Good night, Dick. Good night, parents.
Good night, everybody.
I always said that marriage should be 50-50 proposition. He should be at least 50 years old and have at least $50 million.
I'll tell you why I decided to call my special Jack Benny's New Look. After all, it doesn't cost anything to look.
It all depends on what you're looking for.
Well,
I know the birth control method for women. It's so effective.
Uh-huh. Does it have something to do with an aspirin? Gotcha, Henry!
What do you get? Are you just going home?
No, I just put my hat on.
What do you get if you cross an aging sailor with a duck?
A salt cracker.
Hey, Artie. Yeah? Do you like the new see-through dresses?
Nah, I never give him a 10th look.
With all this crime going on, what can a girl do to protect herself?
Well, Ruth, the only thing I can think is to get her arms fixed.
Never taken aspirin. Hey, boy, did I get polluted last night.
You drinking?
No, I went swimming in Lake Erie. Polluted joke.
Oh, my Uncle Rudy just had an awful... I can't remember.
Oh, Rudy, Ruth.
My Uncle Rudy just had an awful accident. He fell into the lake and was stuck up to his ankles.
Lake Erie?
No, he went in head first.
Oh.
Dad!
Yeah, hello, Goldie.
What do you get if you win? You cross. Thank you.
If you cross?
Lawrence Welk with Cape Kennedy.
Lawrence Welk with Cape Kennedy, I don't know. What do you get?
You get a countdown that goes to 3 and A, Z, and away.
Excuse me, fellas.
Yes.
As Clement Ainsworth once said about the Supreme Court, I'll be the judge of that.
I came back.
Is that Peter laughing?
Jungle back here.
Alan, did you hear?
Stop it up, Peter. This is on camera.
Alan, did you hear about the happy Siamese twins?
You bet your booties.
What about him?
She was just beside herself with joy.
Say, Goldie. Knock, knock.
Who's there?
Little old lady.
Little old lady do.
Why, Goldie, I didn't know you could yodel.
I can't yodel, but I know little old lady do.
I say, Goldie. Goldie.
I say.
Knock, knock.
Who's there?
You're hoodle-heidle.
You hoodle like who?
I didn't know you could yodel.
We just did that.
Sissy.
Oh, don't I know you from that other thing?
You never see that.
Well, yes, as a matter of fact, I do. Here you are, sir.
Could I have a coupon?
What do you mean? You say the coupon?
Well, certainly. How do you think I got this swell bench?
The preceding show was pre-recorded so that I could tell you about Letters to Laugh In right now. Letters to Laugh In is pre-recorded to be seen every Monday through Friday on NBC at 4, 3 o'clock Central, 2:30 on the West Coast, and A Partridge in a Pear Tree.
Gottes Himmel noch einmal. It's not that interesting.
Very interesting. I didn't understand a word she said, but when she says it, who cares? Very interesting. Oh, I'm coming, you adorable little Hungarian jewel thief. Oh, I'm gonna touch your blonde hair.